What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Build Your Own House project. Today's gonna be a little bit of a shorter video. We're gonna take a look at what we've got done so far on siding, talk about a couple things we're gonna be doing on the exterior of the house, and also a couple things that we will have to show you in the future that aren't done yet, but calling out a couple details that will have to come into play when using LP or probably even Hardie. We've never used Hardie, we've always used LP. So most of the things I'll talk about will be LP specific. That's just our preferred material. So you guys have seen a glimpse of the color if you've caught our shorts before. This is Sherwin-Williams Iron Ore. It's a special order color. It's not one of the expert finishes that LP offers. We wanted a very specific color, so that's what we've got there. And on the last video, we had mentioned doing cedar in the entryway here. So it's gonna be on this wall, and we're actually gonna pull this trim board off because we don't want to do, this is gonna be stone, this is LP up here, and then this is LP up here. We don't wanna be like stone, LP trim, cedar. We kind of just wanna do cedar from corner to corner, cedar from corner to corner. And then we're gonna do cedar all the way on the top up here. And there's an upper wall up top that's gonna have cedar too. Right there where that window is, so that front wall will be cedar, and then that side wall there is gonna be cedar. That there is the cedar, and then it wraps that wall on the side there, which is right there. It's kind of nice having this as like a show and tell for you guys. So normally the trim around the doors and windows, we've always done a different color than the siding. It's typically been black, and then whatever color the siding is. So on this one, we actually did the iron ore for the trim and the door sets, as well as the siding itself is all gonna be iron ore. So I'm gonna pop around the side here and show you guys one thing why we don't have AC yet, which we mentioned to you guys on the last video. We needed the siding to be up past where our electrical boxes were and where our AC line sets are, and also so we didn't have two AC units sitting here trying to make our siding guys work around them. So now that siding is up far enough, our electrician came and set our disconnect boxes. So we are now on the schedule to get our AC units set, get those guys powered up, and be able to condition the house, right? Because mud and tape is gonna be real rough without AC in the house. They'll do it. It's gonna take a lot longer to dry. But bigger than that, we wanna start getting the moisture out of the house. And we can't get any of our flooring in the house. We don't wanna bring any trim boards in the house. We don't want doors in the house. I don't wanna bring any of that in until the house is conditioned, which I know plenty of people build without doing that, but we have found to have the least issues down the road if we have the house completely climate controlled before we start bringing that stuff in. So yeah, we'll just cruise around the side here, show you guys what we got going out the back, right? You've got, with our protrusions coming out, you've got blocks for each of them. And right, each of these is going to get caulked around, right? But you don't caulk until the very end. And you guys are probably wondering, like, why is there a gap? Well, you always leave a little gap and then that gets caulked, and that's because wood moves, right? Even though that's an engineered wood product, it's still gonna move with moisture, so you can't have it tight on one end, tight on the other end, or else it is going to give you a nice little bow in your siding when it's baking in the sun, right? When something's in the sun and it gets hot, especially with dark siding, it's going to grow, right? This heat makes things grow and cold makes things shrink. So one other thing I wanna call out, and it's something I said that you're not gonna see today, but we'll show it to you in the future, right? You got your window assembly, then you got your trim board, right? And then above the trim is going to be a drip cap that the siding is gonna come down over. So then any of the water that comes down the siding is gonna hit that drip cap, come over the front of the windows. The top of the window will have a bead of caulk between the trim board and the window, so that'll push the water over the front, and then the water will just drip down the front. And you won't get water behind your windows, rotting out the wall. Same story above all of your trims, right? You're going to have a flashing, a drip cap that comes over the trim board that's under the siding, so it grabs any of that water, pushes it out and over. You're wondering why that's open? Well, this is going to end up being a concrete pad back here, and then we're gonna have cement stairs that go up into the house. So we didn't wanna pour cement against our siding. We'll come through and we'll actually waterproof that whole thing, seal it off before our stairs get poured. So one thing I didn't mention to you yet that I wanna try and show you, with LP, one of the things you have to do, when you cut a board, you have to paint the end. Paint the ends of your boards. It doesn't take long, it's real quick. Just make sure you do it. It's part of their install procedure. And if you want the warranty, make sure you do it. We prefer LP over Hardie. Again, we've never used Hardie, but I've personally had Hardie on a house before, and I've tried to replace a board, and it's very easy to crack Hardie boards, whereas these 16 footers, you can carry them around on your shoulder. They're not gonna crack, they're not as fragile. I don't wanna get into the impact resistance between the two because I don't know the technical difference between them, which one's stronger for impact, which one's not. At the end, they're both gonna give you a similar look. I know some people that do use Hardie that still actually use the LP corners because they just like the way the LP corners look better than the Hardie corners. Either product is going to give you a fantastic looking house in my opinion. It kind of comes down to personal preference. So yeah, you'll see we're cruising along on this wall here too. And I like staggered step siding. I don't like my siding to just be like random. I know some people don't like the staggered step and they like the joints all random all over the wall. I don't know, I have issues and that just doesn't work for me. So here's another thing that you've got to do with your LP, and I'm almost certain that the Hardie's the same. You just put a little piece of the black flashing behind this. It's aluminum. That way you don't see green between your boards, right? Because you're gonna have a little gap between your boards like that. So if you had this little gap and you had green behind it, you would see a green stripe in your siding. That would not look that good in my opinion. And then again, when I'm talking painted edges, that's the edge you gotta paint, right? If you cut that, give it a quick go to paint, nail your board up, and away you go. So, I mean, you'll see we've got our blocks that we were talking about or around each of our protrusions here as well. And the guys have a whole bunch of stuff already pre-cut and ready to go. So then, yeah, you guys saw in that rendering that we've got some stone that'll be on this column, that column, that column, some on the garage, and on the outside of that wall there. And the color that you see in the rendering is actually very close to the color that we selected when we were at the stone yard. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of the colors that we've selected for the finish? And if you guys have any questions about what you saw today, or if there's something you want to see as we get further into the exterior, if there's a detail you want to see, let me know and we'll make sure we film it for you. As always, we appreciate you tuning into these videos. We hope you're getting some value out of it. Do us a huge favor, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.